You know, in most democracies, the vote of a Nobel laureate who literally saved millions of lives weighs exactly the same as someone who's never even glanced at the national budget. But what if citizenship wasn't just a given? What if it was a skill you could actually level up? Okay, let's dive into a pretty radical thought experiment that explores this very idea, a system from our source material called the laboratory.
So here's the basic idea. In a standard democracy, every citizen is basically a level 1 player, right? Everyone gets one vote. But in the laboratory, your political power isn't fixed. It's something you actually build over time. It's a completely different way of thinking about what it means to be a part of society.
And this quote from the source really nails it. The entire philosophy is built on this idea that your political power should be a reflection of your proven merit and your contributions. It totally flips citizenship from this passive thing you're just born with into an active, ongoing quest.
Now, the formal term for this is weighted meritocratic voting. It's a system where your influence scales up based on tangible, measurable achievements that actually benefit everybody. So the big question is, how exactly do you earn those extra levels?
Well, think of it like a skill tree in a role-playing game. If you've ever played one, this will feel very familiar. You start with your base character, your citizenship, and then you choose different paths to upgrade your abilities. Only in this case, those abilities translate directly into more voting power.
All right, so let's get into the mechanics. Every adult citizen starts at the base level with one vote. Simple enough. From there, you can unlock more votes through 3 main branches. You've got the warrior branch for service, the scholar branch for education, and the hero branch for really extraordinary achievements. And there's a cap, by the way, so no one can just hoard all the power.
First up, the warrior branch. This gives you 1 extra vote for completing voluntary military or civil service. The whole philosophy here is about having skin in the game. The idea is that by serving, you've shown a real, personal investment in the survival of the society you're helping to govern.
Okay, so what about education? That's the scholar branch, and it's pretty straightforward. Earning a bachelor's degree gets you 1 extra vote, a master's gets you 2, and a doctorate gets you 3. It's a direct line. Real-world knowledge translates into real-world political influence.
And finally, we have the hero branch. This one is for the absolute top tier of human achievement. We're talking about winning a Nobel Prize, a Fields Medal in math, or bringing home an Olympic gold medal. It's a single, powerful vote that's reserved for people who have truly reached the pinnacle of their field.
So if you're a total overachiever, let's say you're an Olympic gold medalist with a PhD, you also did your civil service, you'd max out at around 6 votes. This isn't about creating some huge infinite power gap. It's a weighted system, but has very clear and defined limits.
Okay, so we've covered the how you level up. But now let's talk about the why. Why would you design a whole civic system to feel like a video game? What's the psychological engine that makes this whole thing run?
I mean, seriously, why would anybody put in all that extra work? We're talking years getting a PhD or committing to civil service, just for a few extra votes in an election? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple, and it's human nature, right? Status and achievement. The system taps into the exact same drive that makes people spend hours chasing trophies in video games. Getting maximum voting power isn't just about civic duty. It becomes the ultimate social status symbol, the civic platinum, you could say.
And this is where it gets really clever. By making high voting power this desirable status symbol, the system channels our natural ego, our drive to be recognized, into things that actually help everyone. You want to be seen as a high-level citizen? Awesome! Go cure a disease, push science forward, or serve your community. Your ego ends up fueling society's progress.
So citizens have leveled up. They have their extra votes. Where do they actually get to use this power? Let's take a look at how the government itself is structured to handle this new dynamic of weighted voting.
The legislature is a 2-chamber system, but with this really fascinating dynamic. You've got the population chamber, which acts like the accelerator. It's elected by all those weighted votes, and it represents the big ideas, the passions of the nation. But then you have the geographical chamber, and that's the handbrake. It represents districts, and its only job is to be the voice of reason, to make sure those big ideas are actually practical and fiscally sound before they become law.
And this is a really, really important point to clear up. This system is not about creating a new ruling class. Any citizen can run for office. It doesn't matter how many votes they have. The weighted votes are for electing the representatives, not for deciding who is eligible to be one. It's about giving you more say in who speaks for you, not building a wall to keep people out of politics.
All right, so let's pull all these ideas together.
What is the fundamental philosophy, the big idea that underpins this entire Civic RPG?
The source material actually gives this system a name, a scientocracy. It's a form of government where your voice is amplified not by how loud your opinion is, but by the proof of your competence and contribution. It's a huge shift from a politics of just belief to a politics of demonstrated ability.
I think this final metaphor from the source just perfectly captures the whole idea. Imagine citizenship is like a pilot's license. In this system, everyone is guaranteed basic rights. You're guaranteed a seat on the plane, as a passenger. But to actually fly the thing, to get in the cockpit and touch the controls, for that, you need a license. You have to prove you actually know what you're doing.
And that leaves us with this final, really provocative thought. It's a direct challenge, right? A challenge to move beyond a politics that's all about faith and emotion and towards one that's based on reason and results. It's not asking for your blind loyalty, it's asking for your calculated contribution.
So what do you think? A brilliant utopia or a dangerous new kind of hierarchy? Let that one sink in. Next time on The Explainer, we're going to be diving into swarm security and how AI-powered drones could completely change policing. You are not going to want to miss that.